stuff going on.
Like what?
She's uncomfortable.
I don't know why she stays so bloated. I mean, we don't feed her anything. She's got imaginary puppies.
She doesn't have a uterus.
Oh, that's why I said they're imaginary. These are right here. These.
What did you see on the screen?
Who's it from?
Who's it from?
Seth.
Alright.
Of course.
We'll send it back to Sethard. We'll send it back to Sethard. Arr.
Right on it, but it's... What's wrong?
What's wrong with it? It's got a red tint to the screen.
I know, it just said right on it. So they will know.
What up, Q-Tech? Nico, Snake, what's going on? Welcome. Tim's here. Timmy. Timmy. What's up, Lynn? So we have a nice treat today. We have an iPhone 6s Plus that has a random voltage draw. So I'm going to... Why are you not showing up correctly? Oh, okay. Let's turn you on. Alright, so as soon as I plug this up, watch the amp draw. I'm not even going to hit the power button. This one's a weird one. See if I can plug it in first.
Oh, cool. I think you just give us our credit.
See the weird amp draw? It's not consistent. It's not like it's a... It's not like it's some type of amp draw from a VCC main short. So, what do y'all think that is? The title gives it away. Title gives it away. What?
You mess with the power button any on this because it feels fine now.
It feels fine, but it's if you barely touch it, it activates it. So the button itself probably needs to be either cleaned out or replace the little like gasket on it. The little bubble. Don't you?
It's a lot of work.
You're a lot of work. Yeah, it is the Wi-Fi chip. And it's actually an internal short on the Wi-Fi chip. So I'm going to turn the power supply off. And we're going to hook up the phone. Then I'm going to use some freeze spray. And we can watch. Now the problem with the iPhone 6s is if you change the Wi-Fi, you have to remove the NAND and reprogram it with the new Wi-Fi address, or it will not work. And I'm not removing this NAND, but because A, I don't have a programmer, and B, that's a lot of work. So we're going to freeze spray that real quick. Now watch in that top right corner as soon as I turn on the power supply. See how it melts immediately? And it starts, seems to start right about here, right in this area. Not sure if it's this side or this side, but it seems to start right in here. So you can actually see where I'm scraping. The short starts right in here somewhere. So what could we do if there's an internal short on Wi-Fi, but we don't want to have to replace Wi-Fi? You'll have to kind of know a little bit about how the Wi-Fi chip is made to kind of understand this. I'll wait for replies. This may take a minute. Also, news on the microscope setup. Our HDMI capture card got here today, but the microscope won't be here until Friday. At least that's what it says.
No microscope camera.
Microscope camera.
But you just kept calling it microscope.
Microscope camera.
You run your tweezers through your beard?
I don't know. Did I run my penis through your hair?
Why do I come here?
I don't know. Why does Micah's mom come here? We have to reball? No. It's not a problem with the balling under the IC. It's a problem inside the IC. Well, inside the module, excuse me. Let me rephrase what I'm saying. The Wi-Fi module. What?
You're good with our same phones.
Yep. Yep.
Good deal.
So we have a chip, multiple dies, so you gotta cut a chunk off the corner. Yep, Lynn's right, and Larry is correct. Welcome, Larry. So I took a test board, which is another 6S Plus, and I scraped down that corner. So under all the underfill and all the crap on top of it, we have a capacitor that could possibly be the short, and what looks to be an LDO, which I can't imagine that an LDO would go short, but I guess it's possible. It looks like we got another cap up here, a large cap here, and a cap here. So what I'm hoping is we can scrape down and get to this cap and knock it off and see if that's the cap that's bad. If the LDO is bad, it's going to be even more tricky to do. Hopefully we can just knock the LDO out. And I can try to scavenge one off of this board. I don't know what the voltage is for the LDO though, so it's kind of tricky to say what we're going to be able to do with it. But I assume that these caps around the LDO will kind of tell us what it is, but we will see. So we're going to have to scrape this one down. So we got our test board kind of mapped out, so we can go in and we can kind of mark based on the other one how far we need to scrape over. So it looks like it's about here, and then maybe 4 dots in, so about right here. So this section is what we're going to have to cut down into. So let's start the process. This is a timely process, but I figured I would show it. Doing it, nothing crazy complicated about it, just an X-Acto knife. I've got one that's got a fairly sharp and fine edge. That way I have a little more control as to where I'm scraping. Probably don't have to go out quite as wide as I have it marked. So I'm going to go a little narrower and try to keep as much of this intact as I can. Just for stability reasons. Dremel like Jessa does? No, Dremel will be way too intrusive. We probably would run into the IC or the LDO or the cap way too quickly. It's not very far down. We'll see them here quickly, actually. Maybe less than a quarter of the way through this underfill, we'll start to see the top of the caps. And I don't want to puncture anything that doesn't need to be replaced.
$2,000 for $100.
Yep.
Okay. I got 2 coupons and we get 4% back.
Nice. What's up, Austin? Alright, so I'm just going to keep kind of rotating where I'm digging from because I want to try to keep it as even as I can. Alright, I'm starting to see the top of the cap already. I can see the very corner of it there. There it is. So that's the top of one of the caps. So that's actually the cap that I'm hoping is bad. So I'm going to scrape this back and see if I can expose just that cap. Alright, so we can see that cap now. So let's meter it. Come on, cap, be short. Alright, so and it's not the cap. At least not that one. So we're gonna have to scrape back this way some. We need to check the cap on the opposite side of the LDO over here, because it could be like an output short that's making the LDO hot. So if it is, I don't want to try to replace the LDO if I don't have to. I can't imagine that an LDO would fail. I would imagine that it would be an output draw that would be causing the LDO to get hot. So I can see the other cap now. So there's a couple caps there. Let me compare it to my other board just to make sure. Yeah, so we're probably off to the side of one of the caps here. There's probably one right in here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Alright. Let's measure that cap. Good, Mark, how are you? Alright, so there we go. So we got a short.
I like her legs bothering because she shakes her a lot.
Give her one of her pills or whatever. I don't know if I gave her one last night to Tracy. Alright, so we're gonna hope that this cap is the reason that we have a short. I'm gonna see if I can scrape back a little more this way because I want to see if these caps on down the line are also showing a short, or if it's just this one. Alright, so we can see that now. Hotter than the son of a bitch in New Orleans? I'm sure it is. Alright, so there's There's a short somewhere on the board, or somewhere on the IC, which kind of sucks. Pierre, if LDO fails though, what does it do? Does it show a short like that? I wouldn't think it would, because well, I guess it can. It's got a ground. Or do they have a ground? Yeah, I guess they have a ground. They have to have a ground, I guess, because they have an internal resistor that drops the voltage, so yeah. Now the question is, if the LDO fails, does the LDO get hot? Or if something on the line fails, does the LDO get hot because the line is down? That's the next question. Alright, I'm going to start scraping this down some. Hello, Miguel. Welcome. Alright, so based on where the heat's coming from, it looks like it's coming from the LDO. But again, I'm not sure if it's the LDO itself that's failed, or if, like the PMIC, sometimes PMIC will get hot due to something on its output dragging out too much current. Old man bedtime. It will get warm too, yeah. That's what I was afraid of, that if it was the LDO, that it's going to be not necessarily the LDO itself, it's going to be something on the output. And then it's going to turn into a search party, trying to find out what's bad. Yeah, hold on. Anthony, what's the name on the, actually, no, I know what we got. Can you send invoices now on PayPal? Does the LDO have a number? Yes. Well, it has a, what looks to be a E with an A, whatever the fuck that means. Alright, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and scrape out some more. I gotta find everything that's gonna be on this line.
There's one unpaid. Where is that?
Oh, that's
So where's this red spot at? Does it show up?
it doesn't show up on the main screen. You have to pull up a gray screen. That's what's his name in Michigan. I'll message him and ask him what's going on. Finch.
Anthony.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name was. It's not Anthony, it's under his proper name. What's one of the packages we have here? It's that one. Melvin or something. I can't remember. Anthony, what's the first name on your email address so I can check? I never can remember because the name you send them in under is different than the email. Also send one to Lauren.
How much is Lauren?
370 plus 63. So 430, 433, I guess. Huh? Just put the cost is, well, shipping is $63 because he wanted it overnighted. The total was $370. It's for board repair. Sunset Computer Repairs, the email address for Anthony.
Right, well, I guess I'm gonna stop screen.
What?
I guess I'm gonna stop screen. I still haven't seen the red dot. I kind of looked around.
Come here. Bring it to him.
Right.
I'll show it to you.
Show me. Show me the red dot. I believe you. I just wanted to see.
Is it 63?
See the red spot on the screen right there? Right there. Watch. See it right in there? That red streak?
I guess so. Okay.
You can't see it unless it's on a gray colored screen. See? See it right there? If you go to a white screen,
red blotch
yeah, the red
there,
blotch.
okay.
It's burnt pixels is what, or something in, with the polarizer or something.
Alright.
Alright, so let's scrape this on out and do some poking and prodding.
What did you say?
Anthony's. I can't remember what we did on it.
What's his name?
Sunset Computers. I know it's in there. It's under the past bills. Anthony, can you remember what we did on the 5S? I'm trying to remember what it was. Can't remember if it was TriStar or what it was. Oh no, it was NAND. That's what it was. It was NAND. Yep, NAND. It's $80. I forgot all about that one. I remember that one now. I did it Saturday or Sunday. No, Saturday. After I left the flea market. Alright, so we're finding a larger IC here. Let's see where our LDO, or where all our shorts are, and see if the LDO is being shorted by an IC, or if the LDO is bad itself, or if we have a bad cap maybe. Yeah. That's what it was. Anthony gave me tainted Fritos, and Cello, I'm not sure why you are, but we appreciate you. Yeah, 5S. Yeah, Anthony did. He was trying to mind control me. What? I've already shipped it, I think. Or is it over there? No, actually that's it there, yeah. Alright, so we got a fair amount exposed now. We should be able to do some more probing here. Let's clean that up. 1 terabyte external Western Digital black drive today for $63. That's not bad. What? Okay. Alright, let's probe around and see who's short and who's not. Alright, so it seems it's only these 2 caps and the LDO, I would think. Let's hook up some power to it now with the free spray and see if we can tell exactly who's getting hot. Because the top layer may have been dispersing the heat out. And if it was, then we wouldn't be able to tell. So here we go. The hell? It's odd. A mad scientist. Alright, Anthony, we're shipping out the stuff here shortly. What the hell is this thing doing? Oh, 0 amps. No fucking wonder. Won't work when it's set to 0 amps. Immediately current limits. Alright, so it's definitely the LDO that's getting hot immediately. You can actually see the discoloration on the IC now. Alright, so since these 2 caps are shorted on the output, I would much rather knock these caps off before I go trying to pull the LDO off. So I'm going to try to cut in here and remove these caps without damaging the LDO, hopefully. It's going to be difficult getting in here. Okay, let's see if I can pop that cap out. How did I know? I've taken them down before, but if you look online, you can every now and then catch the X-ray vision of these. Like somebody will do an X-ray of the Wi-Fi IC, and you can actually see all the chips. It's pretty cool. So I'm just trying to knock this cap out without doing too much damage to the surrounding area. Really don't want to pry towards the glass IC. It's really tight goings in here. I might end up stabbing myself, I can already tell.
You can see how many I'll get. Just a regular iPhone 6. Just a regular 6 is going to be $80. Yes, ma'am. Not a problem, bye.
I don't want to dig down too far because there is trace down there. This is sitting on its own little PCB. There we go. Got one out. The legit version of let's make a hole in the chip. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, oh man. I got excited for a second. I was like, oh shit, it's gone. Oh, short remains. So let's go to our next little cap here. Let's see what the hot tweezers do to this underfill. Sometimes this hard underfill, it'll eat through them. Now that I got a little gap made there, maybe I can... Yeah, it eats through it just like it does on the NAND. I still don't want to be too aggressive around the LDO.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Alright, I can see the green PCB now. So right there in that corner I can see the edge of the PCB. So I don't want to push too much harder down into that. Okay. Let me see if I can add some flux to this and kind of tin that IC with some lead to help knocking it off a little easier. Where is my leaded solder? Here it is. Okay. We got some leaded solder on there now. What's up, James? Terrified the whole time, used a scalpel. Oh, knock components off with your tweezers? Yeah, sometimes it backfires on me though. I've had some that have taken a pad with them. Usually a ground pad because the ground sticks pretty easily. Alright, so that cap is off now. Let's see if we still have a short. If we do, most likely our LDO is going to be our issue. Yep, still dead short. Alright, so LDO is probably our problem. So we're going to have to kind of eat around this LDO and try to get it down. Knock down some and see what we can get. So I'm just going to use the heat from the iron to eat this underfill up. Just a little bit of backward and forth movement will get it to clear it out here for us. Alright, let's clean it up again. Need a hot knife? Yeah, I agree actually, Greg. I looked into doing that, but there's nothing that's small enough. Lasers actually do make some... I was thinking about it the other day, like if I had a hot knife that... Or even, I guess I could use a micro pencil if they had like a really sharp bladed one style. But most of them tend to be pretty heavy duty. Let me see if any of my micro pencil tips are really small enough. Yeah, that one's huge. That one's huge. Like you can see, they're just way too big. My smallest tip is about slightly bigger than, or smaller than that, but not much. Alright, so let's use our tweezers. You know, kind of work it down through here. Freaking sharks with laser beams attached to their freaking heads. What did you say to me, Micah?
You heard me.
Does anybody know what this LDO voltage is supposed to be?
5.
5 cacti. Well, unfortunately, Micah, they wouldn't use an LDO if they needed 5 volts.
Is that what it outputs?
No, LDO would be lower voltage than the source voltage.
5. Who the fuck is Trey? 6 plus for Trey ready. That's what Seth asked.
Tell him all his phones are done. Cool. Power button not super sensitive now?
No, it's fixed.
Because before I could like rest my finger on it, it would turn the screen on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off.
You can't do that no more.
A 0.2 mil bent tip. Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Just fine.
Don't fuck with it.
I'm not fucking with it. They both function just fine though. I test the mics. Then that'll be good.
Alright, so I'm just trying to get this knocked down enough to where I can try to get the LDO out. Oh, broke it, but that's okay. I want it out. I just don't want to tear the traces under it. I'm not super concerned about breaking the LDO. More or less trying to get it to where I can access the pads. Honestly, if worst comes to worst, they can live with a phone that doesn't have Wi-Fi, I guess. This phone arrived as a no power.
He asked if we need regular 6 screens. He says he has ours now.
I don't go see what our screen count is on everything.
Everything?
Everything. Take a notepad so you don't have to walk back and forth 10 times. Everything? Everything. Alright, so let's put a little bit of solder here. Let's see if we can heat this IC up enough to remove it. The phone works actually, surprisingly. It just has a really high amp draw because of this. So I can't leave it this way or it's just going to drag the battery down really quick. So I'm just heating the top of this IC with my iron. I want to get it to where it'll come off fairly easily. Definitely getting the ground plane hot. Can feel it spreading out through the board now. There it goes. You can see the pads now, so let's clean that up. I'm going to be very gentle here because we're working directly on the PCB now. Let me clean this out and see what we have. There's the piece of the IC sitting right there. Or the LDO, excuse me. Okay, put some more flux in here and we'll use our iron to help just gently clean this out. Okay, let's clean it up and see what we get. Looks like we got a feed coming off of the cap to our left here, output to the right. One of these is going to be a ground trace and one is a signal from somewhere else. Looks like it probably goes to a via. So there's our ground. This is our signal line. Not sure where it goes. Let's look at the diode mode on the signal line and make sure that it looks okay. 0.3, so that's fine. 0.3. 0 on output, so we still have a short on output. So it's not actually the LDO, it is actually the output that's shorted. So there's something else on the Wi-Fi IC that's fucked up. So it's not the actual LDO that was bad, it's something on this line. This looks like a clock. Let me see if I can find a schematic of the actual Wi-Fi circuitry. I don't know that it's in the schematics itself. It's probably going to be based off the actual chipset. Let me see if there's a schematic for the chipset. Bluetooth Wi-Fi module IC. Alright, so let's look at images. See if anybody's got a layout for it. Does anybody happen to have one off chance that they know of? Gas station car chargers? I doubt it. You can buy the chips everywhere. Not really worried about that though. I want to know the insides of this thing. Deanna?
What do you think they eat?
Eat? Not that I know of. What do you mean? I don't think so. Alright, so let's see here. I'm trying to think. Let's see if we still have our abnormal amp draw with the LDO missing. I would doubt we do, since the LDO would be the power source for that. Yeah, so the amp draw is gone now. Let me see. I really wish I could tell where that fucking source is. So it's 4.2 volts, so it's VCC main in. And then it's VCC main as the signal. Huh. Yeah, I agree that a cap could fail, but the problem is I'm going to have to scrape this whole IC out to probably find that failure. Problem is, over here, this is a clock. I highly doubt the clock's running off an LDO. I guess we'll scrape on out and see what we got. That's definitely a clock chip there. So I don't think that the clock chip would be running off LDO power. It's got to be running off of something else. My guess being some type of constant voltage, maybe. I guess it could be running off of LDO, because the LDO runs off of VCC main. As soon as you plug it in, it turns on. Kind of odd. That means that the Wi-Fi has some type of internal power immediately as soon as the phone has a battery present. Maybe that has to do with the Find My iPhone stuff. Maybe they allow the Wi-Fi module to be powered as long as the battery's plugged in. Because it wouldn't make much sense to have a constant power source inside the IC. Maybe feed it VCC main voltage, but why would you have the LDO constantly on? Like, why would the LDO be outputting voltage while the phone's off? Because the signal line that turns the LDO on is actually VCC main itself. That same VCC main voltage is what turns the LDO on. So as soon as battery power is present, that LDO is going to be active. So that's got to be a current draw on the system. There's got to be a good reason they left that current draw in. Doesn't look like there's anything over there. Let's check this cap here. Untwist our leads. No short there. No short there. Okay, so the assumption would be that it is part of the Find My iPhone option. I could agree to that. I guess it's lower power to use the Wi-Fi than it is to use the GPS, so I guess it could connect to any nearby available Wi-Fi that would be open and report its location that way. Although I think the Wi-Fi and the GPS have a sync line together. The piece I'm scraping on is the Wi-Fi module. Man, wherever this thing is shorted, I have no idea. So I started scraping into the bond wires on the chip over here. So those are actually bond wires to something here. Some type of IC. Let's see, did I cut them? It's hard to see. I would say that this thing is not going to have Wi-Fi anyway, based on the fact that I can't find where the short's being caused from. It's hard to see what's down in this underfill. But I guess we can offer the option of you can have your phone, just won't have Wi-Fi. Yep, that is the model number. You are correct. Let's see. Nope, no short there either. Man, this is weird. I can't find where that short goes. It's got to go into the board somewhere. But where does it come out, I guess, is the question. I'm going to look at the schematic real quick and see if maybe there's an output line. I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think the LDO would output back onto the board. I would think this would be an internal LDO. Let's find out. Let's look over on this side. Host wake Bluetooth. Ground. Bluetooth UART. LAN. Something or other. Oh, that's different. Let's Alright, 6S Plus. VCC main input. Okay, let's see if we have. No short there, so that's not it. VIN LDO. No short, that's on the opposite side, so that's not it. These are all underfilled, so I can't access those. Okay, so it looks like we have some hidden test points up under here. I don't know. I think there's gonna be the objective was to scrape it down and see if maybe one of our, either the LDO here or these two caps that run the line were shorted, but evidently they are not. I've kind of scraped off the top of a chip over here. I can see the bond wires in it. Chances are that means Wi-Fi is probably screwed anyway. But let's see, this phone should work properly now. So I'm just going to offer them the solution that it just has no Wi-Fi at a discounted price and see if the customer wants to do that or not. If they don't, then oh well. They can take it to Apple and pay an out of warranty exchange cost, I guess. Or they can send it to somebody that's got a 6S programmer that can pull the NAND, reprogram the NAND in the Wi-Fi chip. I do not have a 6S programmer yet. I really I'm debating if I want to buy one now or wait. I have an opportunity to buy one fairly cheap, but the only problem is it doesn't do any type of wiping. You can't wipe the chips with it. So if there's any type of NAND errors like we have on the iPhone 6 series, I can't fix them. So I almost wonder if I should see if I can buy one else, but the price is probably going to be $300 more for the one that can do that. So it's kind of a toss up, I guess. Alright, so plug in our powers. I did all that and I really don't have to. I'm just trying to test and see if it'll work right now. Alright, so I got a 6S screen here from a test phone. We'll hook up. We'll see if this phone boots up and if it'll charge. I suspect since it was shorting out VCC main before, the phone probably wouldn't charge. That would be my guess. So let's change this to 5.2 volts and we will see if it'll charge. Yeah, they're pretty expensive for the programmers. And how many times is Wi-Fi actually going to fail like this is the real question. Alright, so we got signs of life, and looky there. We got a charging logo. So we removed our short freeze spray. The Wi-Fi address is actually programmed to the NAND. So you have to remove the NAND, change the Wi-Fi MAC address to match the chip that you have, which I don't know how you do that unless they have like blank chips that you can put on that program during the restore off the NAND information. But they have to be programmed to the NAND MAC address. Before, you didn't have to do that. You could swap out an IC and the IC would assume the MAC address that you gave it. But Apple, in their infinite wisdom, has changed that now. And now you can no longer do that. Alright, so we know it's charging. It's pulling a full amp. Let's go ahead and plug in a charged battery. I want to see that this thing boots up. And we'll charge while it's on. Okay. Let's see here. So with a charged battery in, let's plug it in. Hey, it's booting up. We got Apple logo. My Navi Plus has been pretty good other than the hiccup the other day on stream, but the only problem is the Navi just doesn't support any of the newer ICs. Alright, so there you are. We have a phone that boots up. Obviously it's not going to have Wi-Fi, but the phone turns on. That's the biggest thing here. Having the ability to even use the phone is a good thing. They can decide after that what they want to do. If they just want to rock it without Wi-Fi. Data plans are fairly large now, but I do use Wi-Fi a lot. Just depends on how much they use their phone. Q-Tech, they don't have one for the 6S though. They have one for the 6 Plus. Like you don't have to pull the chip off. I didn't know that I don't think they support the 6S yet. I would assume that you could just change the software in it, and because the jig itself is plugged into it. Anthony, we have a city school here, but I haven't been able to get any other schools. We do have several businesses though. Yeah, I agree with that. They have changed the Wi-Fi stuff to try to just limit repairability. I mean, that's all there is to it. There's no security risk in somebody changing a Wi-Fi IC. That's like saying if you change your Wi-Fi module in your laptop, that's somehow going to make it super vulnerable to hacking. Yeah, I agree. The data is important. Let's go ahead and charge their battery up. You sent invoice to one. Need to invoice David Godby. $100. I can't remember what their email is. Is it in there? Is it like no, what is it? It's on one of those pages. My programmer, I ordered it a long time ago from VIP Programmer. I've had it for almost a year. They've gotten pretty cheap now. I think when I bought it was $300 and something. I think they're down to $200 now. Let me see if there is anything online for them. I can't imagine that they wouldn't try to update it to make it work. Yep.
How much?
100. It's like $7 or something like that.
This is over here.
Yeah, it should be.
What's it under? Fix it, PC? No.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Fix it, PC, yeah. Navi Plus Pro test socket. Yeah, that's not the 6S. Yeah, Q-Tech, when I got mine, actually I didn't get the first one. And I sat there and argued with him for like 3 days. And then finally, I paid with PayPal. I don't know if I think he may have tried to stop doing that or something like that. I don't remember. But I paid with PayPal, and he kept dicking me around. So I told him, I was like, if I don't have one shipped out within so many days, I'm just gonna get a refund on my money. And after I said that, he sent another one out. I don't know why people try to be that way. I don't see anything about it supporting the 6S. Greg, do you think it's just killing the drives because of the fact that it's just using a lot of the drive itself while it's installing? I wonder what prevents them from updating the Navi Plus to work with this success. Well, at least you got your money back on them. That's pretty shitty. Navi Plus. Why don't you support 6S? Oh, well, that sucks. Manuel, I would start at around 350 degrees Celsius. And then airspeed, I start about 50%. And then see if how that works for you. If it's too much, turn it down. If it's too little, turn it up. You gotta find your happy medium for how you work. They would put you... Okay, so they got mad because they didn't want to work with you, and then once you filed a complaint against them, they got pissed off at you. Alright, so the battery's charged up and it's booting on the old battery now. So it's good now. We'll let it charge up some, and then I'll look in the old mailbag and see what we got.
I got some over here for you too.
Which one? The memory off? Chip off?
I got the memory off, and then I'm taking this one out for the TriStar.
Okay. Which one is the TriStar one?
6S Plus.
6S Plus TriStar? Who's that from?
He brought it in yesterday.
Okay.
Or was the day before, one or two. He called about it, and I told him I was going to get it up in the day, so he can get it. And it also needs a charging port to put in while you're doing the press start. The one that they
Oh yeah,
took the
from
bike
Bike Force.
and the cable was ripped.
I'll have to scavenge one somewhere. Echo? They do have a lot of cool stuff, but yeah, VIP Programmer has a lot of cool products, but it seems like the experiences that other people have been consistent with the one I had. And if you're going to try to rip people off, I don't know. Seems like a really bad business model. Maybe he does it with every person and sees how many people will keep after him. Let's see. Pretty much. Pretty much.
I'm trying to get us penetrated, but I can't fit everything on there, so I'm having this person. Can't fit everything on there.
Alvin, Simon,
Alvin,
Theodore.
Simon.
Boop, boop, boop. JBC, from what I've heard, JBC stuff tends to fail pretty quickly. Somebody posted the other day about theirs going out on them. Just seems like the JBC stuff just kind of falls apart.
Do you have a file?
What kind of file?
Like a,
Metal file?
yeah, like a little one.
Little? Not really little. Micah may have it. I don't know where it is. Alright, let me see if it's up here. There it is.
It's kind of big.
That's the smallest I got.
Oh.
Ain't got no drawers.
We ain't no yours, lady.
What?
I don't know. Mike and I are running our shit talkers. I'm taking shit on your talkers. What have you done yet?
I will be in an hour or two. It's hot, Chris. It's fucking hot.
There's a reason this is a sweatshop.
It's fucking hot.
You
That's
don't get
hot.
work breaks.
It's fucking hot outside and it's fucking hot inside. There's no breaks.
Going off the rails on a crazy train.
What kind of rails you got? It's hot.
Going off the rails on a crazy train.
Alvin's taking forever.
I may not be doing that TriStar. Old Japan or China is slacking behind. I don't know if I made TriStars.
Wow. Trying to put back together then. Tell them they're gonna have to wait. Tell them they're gonna have to wait. You have to wait. You gotta wait for China. China's gotta keep up.
Unless we got a 6S parts board in here that hasn't been scavenged yet. Or 6S.
You really should, yeah. Where did or did you already take it? You already run off with it?
Run off of what?
The 6S that part from
No. Is that it?
What are these up here? What are these guys here? This one here. iPhone. Samsung shit phone.
What you do with the 6S parts phone, Micah?
I had it up here. Chris ran off with it.
Nuh-uh.
Chris done ran up, done RUNNOFT with it.
RWWNDU.
Wait, what's this?
That's the one that's put up there.
What's this?
What's that? That's it, isn't it? No, that's 6. That's a 6, Micah. I could steal one of Lauren's boards and then put it back when I get them in. I may do that, actually. I may do that. Snag it off his board and then put it back later.
Oh, goodness.
Do you and Mike ever have stupid arguments, discussions, one of you go away, prove that the other's wrong? No, not really.
What was it?
He asked if we ever have stupid arguments where one of us goes way out of the way to try to prove the other one wrong.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
It means your penis is small, Micah.
Chris?
Small penis syndrome.
I've heard that you've had a petite penis.
Petite penis?
Petite.
Alright, we're going to snag a TriStar off this board, and then when our new chips finally arrive, which have been long overdue for a while now.
5 months now.
No, about a week though. Usually they don't take that long.
5 months and counting.
Got a little water damage there. It's kind of scary.
9 months and counting. Come on.
Which model TriStar are you? You're not a TriStar.
I'm not even a TriStar. You're a 3-star.
You're an imposter. You're a piece of pasta.
You're a piece of pasta.
That ain't TriStar either. That's backlight or chestnut. Let's see if I put one on this board over here that doesn't work. I did. I'm gonna take that one off. That's the new chip. That was brand new.
Brand spanking.
Spanking to new. Chris, do you use the Navi Plus? Yes, I do.
Why would he own it if he doesn't use it?
I do have the Navi Plus.
Alright, this board's out.
Which one is it?
Both, I got both of them, whichever one you want to do first.
Let's go ahead and do the Tree Star. The Tree Star. Tree.
I got a message with Derek and tell him that his phone's down.
His phone?
I mean, not his phone, but his laptop.
His laptop?
Laptop.
Now let's go ahead and take this IC off. This is the TriStar that we put on this board thinking that TriStar was bad. Obviously it was not. So we're going to take this TriStar back off and put it on this other board. This is a brand new 610 A3B, which is the iPhone 7 TriStar, which I'm going to start ordering strictly those only now, since they are backwards compatible. Okay. So your IC over here. Now we will take off the one on this board. I'm going to heat this up just a little bit. What are these steps I wasn't able to restore after formatting, repairing, and reprogramming the NAND with Navi Plus? Alright, so the steps that I do normally whenever I'm going to use the Navi: take your NAND off, read it, That way you have the serial information. Run the fix repair if it's a error 4013, error 9, yada yada yada. After the repair step has been done, go back to the read-write section and write the data back onto the IC. Once it's written back onto the IC, I reread it to make sure that it reads it correctly, and then I reball it and put it back on the board. That's all there is to it. Okay, get our old IC off. Let's see what the balling on it looks like. It'd probably be fine. Nothing looks crazy low. Everybody looks pretty even.
Did Hillary tell you about the check that Petco's giving Bowling Green Humane tomorrow? Did Hillary tell you the amount of the check that Petco is giving Bowling Green Humane tomorrow? $68,000. Yeah. They're like, let's just take it and cash it. They don't need that much. They'll be okay.
Okay, so I'm going to put down a little flux. Help this chip sit down in place. Okay, gave it the nudge, it sprung back. Make sure that the chip looks like it's sitting pretty even. And it does, looks like it's sitting level. Okay, so we're going to clean that up and then test this. Washing machine 5S touch working, it was 5E1, cool. So it was the chestnut IC then. Volton, did you have to replace chestnut or did you have a short on the line? Yeah, if you format the NAND without reading it first, you lose all the information. Alright, so let's hook up a charge port to this and see what it does. This should bounce around when we plug it in. There it goes. So TriStar is now working. As you can see there on the amp draw, it goes up to 100 milliamps, and then 200, then 300, and then back down to 100 or 0, which is exactly what it should be doing when TriStar is properly functioning. At least on my equipment, that's what it does. Jesus fuck. God damn, how the hell? It ripped the connector off my fucking cable. Jesus Christ, look at that. I'm trying to unplug it, it ripped the connector right off. Oh, that cable's useless now. Let's see if we can get this out of here without destroying the FPC. gonna be a long, tedious process. Golly. Never seen that before. We'll keep that flexed for some parts, I guess. We'll pull some microphones or something off of it. I just don't want to fuck the connector on the board. I'd rather not have to replace the FPC also. There we go. Got that one out. There we go. Let's clean this up real quick. Okay. Should be good. All the pins are intact and it's not majorly deformed, so that's good. FedEx didn't update their tracking. No telling how long my package has been on my porch. Yeah. I ordered all my recording equipment last weekend, and surprisingly, USPS shipped from Washington got here today, while 2 packages from California won't get here until Friday through UPS. I always figured the private shipping companies usually ship faster, but evidently not. Here you go, Micah. Hand me the other one. Ooh, I saw that. He almost ate shit right there. Alright, so this S4 is the data recovery. The guy doesn't want to put a screen back on the phone, so I told him, well, I don't have a screen, but I can get the data. He said, go for it. I said, okay. So we're going to pull this chip off and we're going to read the data off of it. Plus, this is the cool way to get the data off. Not really. Just easier than going and buying a screen. Well, cheaper. We already have the equipment here to read it, so. I was reading today, which kind of makes me a little nervous about purchasing this other UFS reader. Supposedly, everything after the S7 is now encrypted. Because now Android, after Android 6.0, everything is now encrypted, so it's going to make data recoveries pretty much impossible.
Unless you got the key.
Yeah, unless you have the decryption key, which, good luck with that shit. Just fixed 3 iPhones, but all iCloud locked. I call Apple and they don't want to contact the owners. Yeah, Apple doesn't give a shit about their customers. Apple is interested in the money.
Get that money.
They ain't worried about helping their customers out. Alright, so let's heat this up. I will go ahead and remove all this shit out of the way. Riff box? No. Nothing. There's only one reader on the market that can read UFS. I'm probably going to go ahead and order it because I can do the S6 data recovery chip off with it, but I can't do anything else after S6 if they encrypt their files. It's turned on by default. You actually have to turn it off on the S7 or on the Android 6.0. But most of the S6s aren't on 6.0, at least not yet, so recovery will still be a possibility there. Increase my temperature. Seems I'm bored. Sucking all the heat out of my iron from hot air. Alright, so let's go ahead and start heating this up.
More.
If you ever work on S4s, you'll realize that every single pad usually comes up with them. Minus just a few, which are the actual pads that are used.
What's the name on it? What was it again?
So we got our EMC off, and we're gonna go ahead and clean this up. This still has quite a bit of underfill on it, and lead-free solder. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of the lead-free. Put some leaded on it. Okay. Now we're going to wick it after we burn all this underfill off. It's got a lot of clear underfill on it. clean that up. Crack that wick. No wick cracking needed. Okay, so I'm going to finish cleaning this up. Alright, so those are all clean. Now we can re-tin our pads and then put this on the old reader. Alright, just nice and smooth now. And we're going to have a few pads here that are oxidized. No big deal though. Take our flux, our tweezers, okay, let's clean that off and wick it, and then we'll reball it, put it on the old EMC reader. The mat's falling apart.
55 cents a pen, okay? That's as cheap as I can get them.
Yeah, that's fine.
We found a coupon code to save $60 and we get 4% back.
What was that, Micah?
You can see how many help you.
It's a busy man.
That's me, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I met you once or twice before whenever we went over there on Highland. Yeah.
Alright. All those pans are clean.
Yeah, it was a few years back.
When you've been soldering all night, you should wick it. Wick it all the time. You can wick it. Wick it good. Alright. So that's all good.
What kind of phone does she have? iPhone 7. What is it just a regular 7 or is it a 7 Plus? Okay. Do you know what color it is?
Now let's search for the stencil. Search for the stencil. It's a small stencil. It's not one of those. wires. Let's see. Not those. There it is. Yeah. Little baby stencil. It's a wee baby stencil. Looks like it needs more wicking. No, that's good. Stencil looks like it needs to be cleaned. Still got solder stuck in it. So let's get read.
Hey Chris, how much is it for the for an OEM 7?
The regular 7?
Yeah.
160.
160. Okay, it's 160. I'm sorry. For the regular 7.
Alright. Stencil's nice and clean. There we go. Let's get our wick. Not our wick, our paste.
Well, they don't like their Apple doesn't like third party. No, they don't. Yeah. If you bring it to us and if we got the screens in stock, which we do have the screens in stock, it usually only takes us about 20-30 minutes or so to put them on. Yep. Okay. We're open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday and Sunday we are open, but we're open up at Fleeland. We usually don't take the 7 screens with us, but if you let us know ahead of time, we can take one out there with us.
Alright, so we got all of them but one, no big deal. We can handball that single one.
At Fleeland, we're there from 10. Yeah, at Fleeland on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. Just regular Fleeland hours. Usually
9 to 5.
It's 9 to 5. Yeah. Yep. Okay, sounds good. Not a problem. Bye.
All right.
Yep. Not a problem. Bye.
Hand me the reader.
And your mama.
Ain't your mama? It ain't your daddy.
That's my friend's mom.
The reader comes along, you should read it. Read it all night long, you should read it. Alright, so let's see. Reball looks good. All those tiny little solder bumps. Looking fresh. Freaky fresh. Oh, savior of the universe. Fresh. Oh. Okay, so that should be about where it should be. We're gonna heat it up. Alright, it jumped into place. I'll give it a little nudge. Okay. Feels like that should have fully melted. We're going to do the patented cool down method here. Alright, so our chip's mounted. Nice and even. Alright, Micah. There you go, Michelle.
God damn it, Chris, I'm busy.
Michelle! Go see if it reads.
Oh, shit!
Micah, never go full retard.
Pound your mom. Pow, 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 pow.
It's not very nice. I don't talk about your mother that way.
No one's been able to get a hold of the shelter, so they may not even show up tomorrow.
That's good.
Yeah.
Virgin eyes. Did it open up a folder? Or you haven't even tried yet?
Chris,
What are you doing, Micah?
calm your titties.
You need to take your titties and calm.
Make your titties splashing like a 3.
Good. Show me that folder. Yeah.
There.
It's working. Sweet. He wants his massages off there, Micah. He wants his massages.
Fucking shit. Why is it doing this?
I don't know. He wants his massages on there, though.
Well, it's gonna open up every fucking drive all the way to Z, so.
Micah, why are you doing that? Why, Micah? Why? Why? Micah, why? There you go. Yeah! You close them things out. Do it. Mass close. End task. End explore and then reboot it. I don't know if that'll get rid of them or not.
Just click restart.
You restarted explore?
Yeah.
Watch it pop them all back up again. Preacher. Mike gets reading all them drives over there. Reading all your drives.
Look at that. It's open.
Yay! Now find them messages.
I forget where the stores are.
Hopefully it stores them in the normal location because he said he had Facebook take over this SMS. I think it leaves them in the same spot though.
Still save them in there. I mean, if not, then I'm sorry, but I don't know. I think because Facebook stuff's encrypted or they keep it in some kind of container folder that you can't read.
Mike is looking through combing. Welcome, Lisa. Drag and drive toner no lies. Savior of the universe. Alright, what's next on the agenda? Guess we'll work on some Lauren's phones. Ralph Lauren. Same method work for LG G4? Yes, it does. Same method. It will not do G5. It'll do G4, G3, G2, G. LGG. Do you know that Chris Long is live? Didn't know if you knew that or not. Ugh. Right, next phone. Next. Next. Let's see why this phone has no image. Pull that G4 I sent you. I want to see you make a quick 150 and I'll make a quick 100. Yeah, LG G4s are same way, easy to do. Alright, so this is a no image water damaged. Let's see if this thing's actually turning on to start with. I would use my 6S Plus connector, but it's fucked. Micah, do you care to hand me another 6S Plus Flex?
A what?
Another 6S Plus Flex. The one I had, it ripped the connector right off of it. It's like, give me your Flex, bruh. I was like, I don't want to, and it's like, I don't care. This thing's getting long. Just take it and just cover my face up. Wow. Have I ever measured it? No. Measured my wang doodle. Measure my wang doodle. "10 inches around." Man, the charge port on this thing is loose as fuck. Oh, there it goes. Alright, let's see if TriStar's working on this one. Yeah, what the fuck is that? No, that's not normal. So it started to go up like normal, and then it fucked up. I don't even think I have a measuring tape here to measure it. It's about this long. About here to here. About yay long. Alright, so based off of that initial amp draw from the charger, we got some charging circuit problems. Let's see if it'll actually boot up. I don't think it will. Gonna set it to 4.2 volts. I want to grab our trusty connector. Amy says nay. Nay, Captain Yellow Shirts, nay. Alright, so we got a 100 milliamp draw as soon as we plug in our DC power supply. So, let's take a gander under these shields. We pulled this one back earlier, so we know that we had some corrosion down at the bottom. Let's pull the top one here. See what we got. Oh yeah. Got some more corrosion. Sure. I swear, girl. Swear. Micah's not a ginger, he's a blondie. He's got a ginger beard though. Ginger beard. Ginger beard Micah. Alright, so this 6S Plus is done. It needs to go back in its bag. Go back in your bag.
All kinds of photos, dick pics.
Are you too good for your bag? Is there dick pics in there?
I don't know that.
Did you find them all?
I said a whole bunch of dick pics.
Did you find his messages?
It would be, that's why I said there it would be with all the dick pics, because it pulls all the messages into the, well, the messages are still in a, they're still in
database,
but the database links it to those images in a second folder.
Ultrasonic. Well, first we're gonna hand sonic. We're gonna do a little hand sonicking first. And then we'll do the ultrasonicking. Ow!
What?
My face. It hurts.
If I had a face like that, it would hurt.
Yeah? Would
Yeah.
it? Would
Yeah.
it hurt?
Yeah.
Does it right now?
No.
It should.
You threatened to hit me.
What?
You threatened to hit me.
I did not.
That's what it sounded like.
Trying to think if we need to invoice anybody else. What packages are there?
What is all this? What's this? Why did you put it back in this shitty one?
Duncan. I gave it to you.
Are we out of... What do you mean? I've already done his.
Oh, what's another one?
Are we out of envelopes again?
Just open his and retake it. So no fix for this one? Yeah, there's a fix. Maybe. We'll find out. We're gonna scrub it first, and then we'll attempt fixes on it. You gotta do this. You gotta do the manual labor before you get to do the fun shit. I'm gonna try to heat this sticker up that's on the NAND and see if I can pull it off in a reasonable one piece. Booyah! Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. Alright. So now that that's off, let's do some
That's all.
manual ultrasonicing. Yes. We need to send him an invoice also for the repair on that one. Well, I need to contact him and see if he wants to pay for it or not.
Who's it gonna pay for?
Well, it's not really, it's a fix, but it's not a fix. I fixed the problem and got it to boot, but the reason it wasn't booting has now caused another problem.
Just don't make it too crinkly.
Actually, if you can, I'll message him now. Actually, Duncan.
Is that kid back for the sticky phone?
Okay.
Or for the charger?
Nope.
Where's the sticky phone?
For sticky phone, Micah.
Micah, where's that phone? Is it all good? Okay. Hello. Check it.
Where?
Just maybe out the button have like some.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any changes?
You too. Some long screw damage in there. Guess we'll go ahead and pull this off. Nate, yeah, go ahead. What's your question?
You haven't got anything back from them right now?
Huh?
You haven't heard any feedback?
No, everything's been fine. Alright, let's take the old shield off and see what's under this one. Make sure we don't have any CPU issues. We do have long screw damage in the top center hole. I'm gonna have to see if there's anything important up there. I've never done long screw on a 6S or 6S Plus to be more exact. Oh yeah, there's rust under here. Alright, so a lot of rust on top of the inductors, but that's okay. I can deal with that. Had a low amp draw and boot looping. Replaced TriStar, power drain is good, and booted. But then started rebooting again. Any thoughts on where to look for the problem? Nate, check and make sure that your battery's good. Also check possibly Tigris. Could also be NAND, since you're close to NAND when you're doing TriStar. You could have heated NAND and caused it to work. So try pressing on the NAND and see if it'll boot up. Chris, can you have her see if my package arrived? It's marked as out for delivery, but not actually delivered. Anthony, which one was it? Who was it through also? Was it USPS or who did it come through? Could you possibly explain how battery? So battery talks to TriStar, and how TriStar talks to Tigris. Or Tigris talks to battery, battery talks, or TriStar talks to Tigris. So the way it works, you fitted an iPhone 6 battery today, and for whatever reason the phone would not boot. It was pulling normal current, so made me believe it wasn't TriStar. Replaced TriStar anyway, and it worked. Okay, so the way that works is TriStar has an I2C line, and Tigris has data lines also. So if TriStar is internally failed and it is sending out a signal on the I2C lines to the CPU and says, hey CPU, something's not right here, don't boot up, it won't boot. The same thing can go for Tigris. If Tigris is sending out any bad signals, it can say, hey CPU, there's something not right, don't turn on. So if TriStar fails and actually is that bad, it can keep the phone from booting. TriStar can also keep the phone from booting if there is LG G4. Yeah, we didn't get an LG G4 today. I don't see anything. I'll check it here in a second. But if TriStar is bad enough internally that it's sending out signals saying that hey, something's not right, it won't let the phone turn on because it can directly talk to the CPU, and if CPU sees something wrong on the I2C lines, it will not boot up. With Tigris, it talks directly to the battery through the battery SWI line. So if the battery is reporting to Tigris that something's not correct, Tigris can keep the phone from turning on because Tigris has direct control over I just tracked is, yeah, it says in transit. It doesn't say it was delivered though. I guess my mailman didn't pick it up. Yeah, it still says in transit. It'll probably be here tomorrow. iPhone 5, send it to you, or send it to me. My contact or business information should be in the description, I think. That are on my page. If not, just Google search BNC connection and then type Bowling Green after it, and that should be us. But anyway, so Tigris is the chip that creates the VCC main boost, and it also takes the it also controls the interaction between the battery SWI line and VCC main. So if Tigris is not working, it can close the BAT VCC line off to VCC main. So if BAT VCC is closed off, VCC main will never get power. It also controls the voltage coming in. Let me, Ashley, can you email this guy? Falcon 4738. That Hotmail. Just like the bird, Falcon. F-A-L-C-O-N. Alright. Just send him our contact info. Email and or email address and all that stuff. So if Tigris is not working properly, it can definitely shut the whole phone down. But TriStar can do the same because it talks to the CPU directly through the I2C lines. TriStar can also prevent phones from charging because TriStar does all the USB interaction. So when you plug in your USB cable, it talks to, well, it does talk to Tigris, but it also talks to TriStar through the TriStar PIN, which is power in. That tells it the USB voltage is present, 5 volts. And then also, once it sees that 5 volts, TriStar will turn on and do some data communication to ask the chip on the charger, what kind of chip are you? it'll send back some information and it'll say, okay, I'm an original Apple cable, and the phone will say, okay, you can charge at so many amps. So there's a little bit of technicality involved in how they work. Alright, we still have some corrosion down by Tigris on this one. No problem. So I want to try to get rid of all this corrosion. I don't want any left over. Corrosion creates shorts. Shorts create problems. And we don't like problems. Alright, so let's see if we still have our amp draw. No problem. Alright, so our amp draw is, it's there, but it's a lot lower. So it was about 100 and something milliamps, now it's 50 milliamps. So let's see if this long screw damage has anything to do with that. Just create a notepad and then copy and paste. Yeah, pretty much. That'd probably be really helpful for me if I just copy and pasted answers. Woo! God damn it. Alright, so let's look at long screw on the 6S Plus. I want to see what is up there and if there's anything that could be causing a high amp draw. There's a shit ton of lines that go through there. So we got VCC main. That one could cause a partial short. I wouldn't think it would cause a partial though. Anode line, so that's backlight. A cat line, so that's backlight. Cat line, that's backlight. What else we got? 1V8 rear camera. If I could click on this line, I'd be happy as shit. I can't even click on it. SPI line to OWL. Alright, so we definitely have some backlight stuff in there, so that could cause some issues for sure. Let's go ahead and take that off and kind of scrape down and see what kind of damage has been done. Hopefully nothing major. No, if your package showed up, we would we'd already be working on it and getting it out of here. I like to stay ahead of the mail-in. If I get behind on the mail-in, it really sucks. Lauren sent us a bunch of really tough ones, like this one here. So it got us a little bit behind, but I don't mind helping Lauren out. He's helped me out a lot. Alright, so let's do a little. That looks fairly minor for long screw. As far as long screw goes. Let's clean that up. That air too. We get quite a few difficult ones every now and then, so wouldn't be anything too out of the ordinary for us. Alright, so let's do some just this isn't soft and this doesn't look like it made it past the first ground layer, so I'm just going to do a quick excavation of the center here. Make sure that it didn't get down below that initial ground layer. One way to tell if long screw damage is really bad is going to be if the outer ring of it feels soft, and that means that it's pushed into the board enough to pull layers up, and that's when you'll start having issues. So far, based off what I can see, this long screw damage is nothing. Just top layer ground stuff. It barely made it through the ground plane, so we can test this real quick. There's an anode line up here that runs down to that pad, so if it's cut, we'll kind of know right away if it's gone in deep enough or not. Nope. So both anode lines are good. So I highly doubt that that has caused any issues. We do have a little solder here on the end of this connector. Knock that down, but that looks okay. The other holes look fine. Let's see if we can find our 50 milliamp draw here. Let's see if this cap end will clean up some. Oh yeah, looks good. Yep, that's our Facebook page. Book face. Alright, let me see if I can see any other bad corrosion. $50 milliamps is very, very low, but it's about 30 milliamps higher than it should be. There's got to be some corrosion somewhere on the board. Yeah, it's right at 30 to 40 milliamps, which is not going to make any heat at all. Let's see if it'll boot up. What's the screen look like? Looks okay, actually. It's a copy screen though, so I'm not going to use that or trust it. I use a known good screen here. We'll use this one again. Man, come on. There we go. It took way too long. Change the open hours to website. It says 10 to 6. Yeah, I gotta change that. Alright, let's see if it'll boot up. Alright, grab our USB and see if it will prompt to boot. Okay, so it's hanging at 200 milliamps. Let's see if it goes up at all. Okay, so it's still at 200 milliamps, so we're hanging on something there. That could be, golly, what the fuck?
What'd you do with that makeup take care of?
Should be sitting on that table in front of you. Should be right there somewhere. Moved it. I don't think I moved it.
Steal it.
I don't think so.
It's worth like $20.
It should have been right there. It's where I left it.
Was it just the bottle or was it the
Yeah.
bottle?
Just about.
Oh, there it is.
So, Scoop.
I'm gonna go ahead and take steps to the post office and go home.
Okay.
I think I'll leave at 7.
Yeah. Alright, so we need to pull the baseband shield and see if maybe there's something under it. I don't have any TriStar. I'm kind of leaning towards the possibility of TriStar being the issue. But I don't have one to replace it yet because, as I said earlier, I'm still waiting on chips to come in. Let's look at baseband here.
And a bag.
BNC, how may I help you? Yeah.
I'm covered in like his hair.
Ew.
Ew.
Hey, are you calling about those phones? Okay, I handed him over to Chris. He said he's gonna try to get it set, get a 4-hour.
Actually, can you do that right now?
Come here soon. He's gonna get them shipped out. I think he's taking care of them now, actually. But
Try to ship them out by Friday.
we're gonna try to ship them out by Friday.
What am I doing?
All right. All right, sounds good.
Yeah, send an invoice.
No problem, sir. Bye. Okay.
You listen here, okay? You listen to me, boy. What's your going rate to fix my iPhone 5? What's wrong with it? How did it get that way? What did it do? Give me details on what happened to it, and I can estimate.
They love your voice, Michael.
BNC, how may I help you? It's getting put back together right now. I should be done. I'll definitely be done with it before the end of the day. I'm putting the charging port in it right now.
So hot.
TriStar's already done it. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it'll be done before we close. Yeah. Yeah. If you can make it here in time, yeah. Okay.
Come off there, you fucker. I'm gonna end up removing all these components if I'm not careful.
Chris, I told him
If you can make it here in time.
What did you do for this guy?
Selling him phones.
Selling him phones?
Yeah. S5, Note 5, and Note 4. We'll put it in the old board holder here. Over the shoulder boulder holder.
Boulder, aka Devil Barrel Slingshot.
Note 4.
AKA your mom's jug lugger.
Lug jugger.
Shipping.
It's included.
Upside down, motherfucker.
I'm gonna send that up tomorrow.
What's that?
The phone.
No, Friday.
Oh, tomorrow's not Friday. I don't know what the days are.
Come off the board, you motherfucker.
It's so hot. Okay. I'm leaving. Oh no. Dizzy.
Love you. Love you. Be careful.
Okay, I'm trying not to die.
Please don't.
Right when I get out the car, I'm gonna fall down.
I'm gonna turn the airspeed up on this one. Airspeed up. There we go, finally. Hopefully we haven't torched the fucking board. And so we got some corrosion down here. We got corrosion on, I think this is the speaker amp coil, but I could be wrong. It could be the Tiger's boot coil, or charge coil. Got some corrosion in between caps over here. Could definitely be causing some issues. Got some corrosion up on some caps up top. So yeah, there's definitely some possibilities here. Alright, so let's read back up real quick. Y'all are chit-chatting. Saw cap was missing. I tried to repair but failed. C240 is missing, and the pad. At first I didn't want to turn on, but I think the other caps are missing. Alright, we'll have to just look and see if you send it in what's wrong with it. Chris, do you have a video where you explain if board draws 0.2 amps might be this, 0.3 might be this, 0.5 might be this? I don't have a video for that, but you can kind of guess based on it. You have a 6S stuck at 430 milliamps. 430, check your NAND caps. checking NAND caps. That's where I would start, with a 400 milliamp draw, most likely NAND problem. Alright, time to do some scrub-a-dubbing. 3 men in tubbing.
That said, take those phones home with you.
Okay. Tell him, Roger Dodger.
Okay.
Dodger Roger. Ask him when he wants to give me all his money. Ask him that. Say, hey, when do you want to give me all your money? We should be fairly even after repairs, minus the MacBook. Unless he's counting all the screens as refurb. Ask him what I owe him on refurbs, and then I'll give him a total on what he owes me for everything else.
Alright. Don't confuse me. Okay, so how much?
Alright, so that's pretty clean. Alrighty, I'll take a look at it for you. We'll get it figured out for you, sir. Alright, so let's see if we still have our weird amp draw, or if it has disappeared. Oh, now it's down to like 10 milliamps. Whatever is drawing voltage. I don't know if we're making progress or it's like placebo effect. Okay, that works. Yeah, we won't need the screen. We can use ours to test it. Keep trying to hit the power button on these, but it's under the fucking cables. A great and wise invention by Apple again. SD RAM short? Don't say that. Alright, what are we pulling? We're still pulling about 200 milliamps. Bleh. Yep, 200 milliamps. Let's see if it gets warm anywhere. Looks like I got some heat on CPU. Off with NFC. I don't think it's NFC. I don't know. I don't know. We definitely have some heat on the board, but I don't know where it's coming from. Feels like CPU's getting warm. Yeah, CPU. So 200 milliamp draw, CPU is getting warm, but no boot. So we will start poking around the CPU and see what we can find. See if we can find any dead shorts or anything. Alright, 28 milli or 28 ohms, that's fine. It's GPU. That's CPU. GPU. Alright, let's switch over to the 6S Plus. Freeze spray it. Well, I mean, it's not really hot. Like, it feels like a general warmth that you would get when the board is trying to boot but not being able to. Doesn't feel like anything crazy. So what are you guys? Your SoC. Okay, so SoC might be a little low. 1V8 SD RAM. Let's see, what are you at? Should be about that's crazy high. I didn't think they were that high. We'll do some diode mode readings. They'll kind of give us a better idea of what's going on. 0.27, that's good. 0.2, 0.2. I don't know, SoC may be low. I'd really have to compare it to another board. The iPhone 6S has really weird readings compared to the other ones. What the fuck did that just read? Okay. So VCC main is reading a little low. It's reading 0.267. It's usually around 0.3. But again, I think that these models are a little weird. Alright, I think this one's going to take a dip in the old ultrasonic and see if we've got some. SoC should be 30 to 40 ohms. Okay, it's a little low. SoC on mine is reading 0.18 or 16. So it may be a little low. Let me go turn the ultrasonic on and see if we can get up to temp in time. Micah's mother. It's a good website. It's a good website, Micah.
You don't have to be lonely.
At micahsmom.com. This is the fun part of this job. Waiting for shit to warm up. Micah, I got a preheater for your mom's thighs. Alright, data recovery iPhone 6. We'll move on to the next one. On to the next one. Somebody bring me back my money, please. Here's that S4 board.
Hold on.
Did you find his messages?
Yeah.
How many were there? Quite a few. Micah's mom doesn't need a preheater. Are you saying that she's ready to go? Guess I would agree. Passcode 888, water damage, data recovery, iPhone error 26. Why the fuck did they fucking hook it? God damn it. Alright, this one's a lost cause. I can already tell you. Do you know why this is a lost cause? You know why there will be no data taken off this phone?
Why?
On the back of the phone it says data recovery error 26. What's error 26, Micah?
Yeah.
No.
Oh wait, error 26.
There's 2 errors that spell death.
What would error 26 represent?
What does error 26 represent? They probably tried to update it. They didn't try to restore it. When you try and update and you get error 26 or error 27,
Is that when the logs fill up?
that's when the logs fill up. And then what does error 26 or 27 cause from? Water
Battery.
damage getting on the
Oh.
fucking battery. So this thing is not
It doesn't
recoverable.
necessarily mean water damage, does it? It just means the battery's failed and it's filling up.
Yeah, it can happen without water damage, but usually it's accelerated by water damage. Yeah, the NAND is corrupted because the battery, they probably
The
plugged
phone'll
it
still
in.
work, they'll have- but ain't gonna
Yeah,
have
they're gonna
battery
have to
coverage.
wipe it. Yeah, it's gonna have to be wiped. Anytime the battery gets fucked up, it'll start sending error messages to the phone. Every time they try to charge it or boot it or leave the battery plugged in with any type of voltage on it, it's gonna keep sending error messages to the fucking phone, and it's gonna fill up the memory. And then when it does that, guess what? No option for data. This is why you don't fuck with
I
phones.
learned about it.
Yeah, I wish I could call the NSA. I wish I could just fucking dump the goddamn memory contents and read it off, but no. Somebody's gonna get all your top secret personal bank information, even though they mostly do that by phishing you with fucking email scams. I love the fucking stupid shit. Get away from me.
Put this on a fast
Get
charger.
the fuck away from me.
Shut
Get the fuck away from me, Michael. Get the fuck away. How's Kenna doing? She's over laying in the hallway,
Making grunt noises.
making crying noises.
I have to just charge it. The second off my dick. The battery's just so fucking dead.
Your mom's so fucking dead. What's she right there? So fucking
I was gonna put it there because so it'd be level.
Today.
Yeah, but is that grippy?
It's not charging.
It was.
It's not now. Cable's not fucking.
I think it might be my cable. Let me try a different cable.
I don't think it's your cable. I think it's you didn't put the charging cord all the way in. Yeah, it slides down into it a little bit. If you don't get it in there flush, it kind of sits back a little. Did you have trouble getting the screws in around the charging port?
No. I'll make sure all that's lined up. There. There.
Lay it down. Don't be gentle with it. Treat it like the fucking customer, don't you?
There, it's still. Well, it went
Stop.
away. Yeah, it went away.
No, it goes away.
Okay, no, it's still.
It'll show the little logo with that.
No, it's still there.
Okay.
It's got that fucking privacy screen thing on there, and it's hard to see anything on this.
Another dick move.
I think this cable's bad though, because it stopped charging my phone.
No boot, save
So this would be
pictures
the
if
first-
possible.
RAV power, or yeah, RAV power, that'd be bad.
I probably run it over about a million times.
Huh?
I probably run it over my chair a million
Well, I
times.
probably no. This one's from mine.
Oh, is
It
it?
stopped charging my phone. It's either the cable or the brick. It's bad.
Recover data if possible. No, the CPU is broken. Do you just look at the fucking audio I see. This phone's been bent all to fucking hell, just like the one the other day. Look, the coil right there next to the CPU is broken, which means most likely the CPU is not going to turn on. I'll pull the audio IC off. Looks like somebody's already put heat to the board too.
Wow.
It's got some solder hanging out the side there. My mom, what, is a nice lady? I know, thanks.
No, heaved up that board. Sat on it and she's like, "What are you with this board up?"
This is, a lot of these are just going to be lost cause. Like, people are rough on their phones. Alright, so I'm going to try to take this off and see if we can get it working. This chip being broken most likely is causing a short, so it's audio IC. We're going to take it off the board. I'm going to pull it as soon as it's ready to roll. So I'm lifting the board with the chip. Most likely it's going to come off in 2 pieces. Yep, it did. Pulled several pads with it, which is not surprising because of the amount of damage. I'm okay with that though. We're not looking for functionality, we're looking for data. Fuck function, give me data. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh, yeah. No boot. I wonder why. Alright, let's see what kind of amp draw we have. Oh, we might be in luck. We might be in luck. We got no amp draw. That doesn't mean the CPU's not fucked, but at least we don't have any direct, like, fucking amp draw immediately. Which sometimes the CPU can have. Alright, let's go ahead and plug up a screen. Just in case she does decide she's going to turn on. We're going to be ready. We're going to be ready for pictures. Re-hot CPU, bro? I don't want to. Alright, cool that off a little bit. Now we're going to grab charge port. In case it decides it wants to boot for us. Because if it does, I don't want to dick around. iPhone 6s, and wait for it. Will it boot? Wah, 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 wah. It doesn't do shit. It don't do a damn thing. I'm prompting it to boot right now with the charger. We got Nathan. Alright, so let's try no screen on it. Hook up our power supply. And let's prompt it to boot with our old trusty tweezers. Not doing a damn thing. Let's see if we're at least getting our voltages on the board. Yep, get 1.8 volts for the battery, or for the enable on. Turn the CPU on. We got cracks in our coil, so who knows? It may not even fucking be getting power or anything.
Yep.
Got 4.2 on the anode, 4.2 on the anode. So our voltages are there, but we're not getting any boot. Alright, what big ass coil are you? You are, drum roll please, backlight switch line. So that's not it. We ain't worried about you. What about you? You got a crack in yourself. What do? You are SD RAM. Is there any way to tell? I guess we can see if you got power over there. Let's see. Nathan, and Nathan. Remove the gate. No, the board's getting power. It's not a power issue. This is a signal issue. The CPU is not telling the PMU to turn on, or PMU is not telling CPU to turn on, or CPU is getting the signal to turn on and can't turn on. I want to go ahead and say, based on the damage area, that this is going to be a CPU problem, because the bend was right here, which is right along this ledge, and every single one that I've seen that is bent right there is usually foobar, because it bends the board right on that front edge of the CPU and ends up fucking it. You can actually see the curve in the board right there, right by the front end of the CPU. And you can see the bends in the outer edge here, and I bent that up, but that was all bent down too. So chances are this one's going to be no fix. Could it be Tigers or TriStar? Probably not, no. It would be highly unlikely based on the damage that TriStar would be the problem. That's the thing, you gotta read the board and look at what it's telling you. This board shows me obviously that it's been through. What the fuck did I do with the packaging? It tells me that it's been through some obvious trauma, and that trauma has most likely caused a situation where it will not boot up anymore. So this one's going right back where it came from. A lot of these boards, Lauren told me they would probably be no fix. He said he gets a lot of them that come in that just aren't fixable. Just people are way too abusive on phones. I mean, there's probably a possible fix for it, but you'd have to remove the fucking CPU and stuff and transfer it all to a good board, and it's just way too much fucking labor, way too much skilled labor. No way in hell that it's worth any amount of money that you're going to get paid for. iPhone 6 NAND errors, will save that one. That one will be time consuming. Boot looping, possibly interrupted during restore. I think I've looked at this one. I'm fairly confident I've looked at this one. There you go. Quit flopping around over there. Stuck in DFU, failed restore iPhone 6. Okay, so that's probably another NAND problem. Alright, so let's look at NANDs, I guess. This will be the last one. I'm going to see what error it gives me. If it's 4013, we know exactly what it is. Stuck in DFU, failed restore. Okay, well, let's see. What does it do? Yep, it goes straight into DFU mode. Alright, straight into Micah's mom's vagina. Yeah, let's restore and update. Oh man, I gotta download the firmware. Stream, you're gonna hate me. Sorry, Stream. See you in a little while. Stream's about to go to hell.
Step and cross. All the way back home. see. How may I help you? Okay. Okay. Well, your phone's already on, charging, everything. It's ready to go. No problem. Bye.
What did he say?
So he's on his way. He's about 10 minutes away. He's going to get here before we close.
Is that already on?
Huh? Yeah, it's already on. It's
Okay.
charging. It was at 6%. Always checked it.
Green light's still on, so that's a good sign.
Your mom's. That's your mom.
You said it wrong. You had a perfect opportunity, and you just took it and spit on it and threw it on the floor.
I don't care. I'll spit on your mom.
You should have said.
She enjoys it.
You should have said your mom's still on, and then follow that up with this dick.
Ah! Ah! I can't pronounce his name, so I'm just putting it in there. It's a random name.
What?
I can't read his writing. I just made it out the best I could.
Nate, thank you for the donation.
Thank you. Thank you, Nate.
That's no problem. That's what I'm here for, man. Get a second internet connection. And if I've been kissed by a rose on the ground. Your mother.
He's in there.
Mike, if I wanted to hear sounds that your mother makes, I'd go ask her.
Your mom makes really noises. Something like this. I know, Kendall. Those are weird noises like that.
The phone's on. I'm downloading a restore file.
Fucking phone.
I'm gonna give you a phone zone right here in my pants. If you know what I'm saying. How much longer? Let's see. 60 seconds. Yay, it's done downloading. Error 40. That's a new one.
44.
Can't say I've ever seen error 40. Anybody ever seen error 40? Alright, stream will take a minute to catch up, but we have error 40 on this iPhone. I believe that's one of the NAND error states that is supposed to be fixable. That's a good view there. Alright, so let's grab the old Navi Plus and see if it's error 40 is one of those repair states that it can fix. If you can, try to make videos early for the European guys. I can do that. What's up, David? Depends on where that pad goes on C240. Let me see. It's an iPhone 5, not a 5S or anything, just a 5. Error 40 is one of the errors that can be fixed by the Navi Plus. So, right here it says dilation and fix error. Error 9, 21, 40, 4013, and 4014. Push to start for fix or dilation after placing hard drive in the bottom left pin. So this one's going to need the NAND removed and repaired most likely. We'll try one more restore. What's up, Martin? Bad NAND altogether. Yeah, I figured it may be bad NAND. If that's the case, we'll have to I don't know, the NAND actually comes up, but then it won't restore. Like it fails right at the point where it should start writing to the NAND. So it may be just a bad sector on the NAND that it won't let it write to. And maybe we can still read at least the information off of it. But yeah, my Navi Plus is working again. It's decided it wants to. It's a pretty cool little machine. I hope they keep updating it. Chris, you recommend any other program type other than ZXW? I mean, I don't know of any of them that are better than ZXW right now. Paul Daniels is trying to get access to the files, but currently ZXW is probably the best thing on the market. If you want something that is fairly accurate, sometimes they're off, but majority of the time they aren't. Yeah, Pads is a good program, but supposedly the information's kind of hit or miss on them. Okay. Let's try restoring this one more time and see if it gives us an error 40 again. That machine is installing backdoors. What do you mean, Paul? You talking about the keylogger shit? I deleted that shit out of there. IP box is good. Yeah, same error 40. So this is definitely a actually, what am I even talking about? I know error 40 means no NAND detected. Kind of stupid. So it could just be a reball issue. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try pressing on the NAND and see if it'll restore.
There. It's not a problem. Alright, so it's going to be 101.20.
Saying if rather than see him, should I just be able to pop it back in or
Pop the shouldn't.
SIM card's bad. Just has to get a new one.
Needs to get a new one.
Yeah, but it keeps saying invalid, yeah.
It does have a nick on it.
Have you tried another active SIM in it?
No,
No, still error 40.
let me try.
What service was his?
What service is yours through?
AT&T.
Alright,
Just pop your SIM in it.
Where's my phone?
And I'll have to come out of it.
Yeah, my SIM works in it, so you might need to go to AT&T and just get a different SIM, get a new SIM.
If you have service with them, they should give it to you for free.
There's that. 50 cents your change. Let me get your receipt. There you go. Not a problem, man. You have a good day.
This one's going to need a NAND pull, so I have to do it tomorrow because we're pretty much closed for the day. So we got several NAND jobs tomorrow. Nate asked, Chris, I saw today you put your power supply to 5 volts, 2 amps, and testing TriStar, but you're now at 4.2. What is the best of what's I do? Alright, so the reason I put mine up to 5 volts is because I'm using this amp meter battery tester. The 5 volts is what USB would see. So when I'm testing TriStar, I take the battery completely off, like there's no battery plugged in, and with this meter plugged in, and I plug in my USB cable right here to this USB port, as you can see, I can read off the amp draw that it gives me on the meter. So what I'm looking for without the battery present, when I plug in that USB cable, TriStar will see the USB, and TriStar's natural tendency is to want to make the phone boot. So TriStar, when it sees the cable, will tell Tigris, hey, the USB cable is present, we need to try to boot and we need to try to charge. Well, when it does that, that means Tigris is going to make a current draw. And when it makes that current draw, we can see it. Now, when TriStar is not working properly and we plug in our USB, it's not always TriStar, but majority of the time it is. When you plug in the USB, the amp draw will not move. It'll stay at 0. Now, if perhaps TriStar is actually good, sometimes Tigris can be faulty, so TriStar may see the voltage coming in saying, hey, Tigris, hey, we need to draw current from the USB and we need to make power for VCC main. And ways you can test that is, if you hook up the USB, you can test VCC main to see if there's any voltage present. If there's no voltage present, another test you can do to see if you've kind of rolled out TriStar already. TriStar, usually if it's working, the phone will boot with a new battery in it, and it will say that it's charging. It will give you the lightning bolt, but it won't actually charge, and that's actually Tigris issues. And if it is doing that, what you can do is you can plug a battery in, and you can watch VCC main voltage. When you plug in the USB, whenever the USB is present and Tigris and TriStar sees it, you get the lightning bolt. Tigris's job is to take that 5 volts and convert it to 4.2 volts and put it on VCC main. And the reason it does that is because VCC main and BAT VCC are tied together through the MOSFET, and that MOSFET is controlled by Tigris. So when Tigris says, hey, I've gotten instructions from TriStar, we need to start charging, it'll take that 5 volts, drop it to 4.2, and then it'll put it out on the VCC main line. And that will travel into BAT VCC, and based on whichever voltage is higher, so if your incoming voltage from the battery is 3.7 and your incoming voltage from from Tigris is 4.2, the 4.2 volts will charge the 3.7 until this one comes up and they're even. Now if battery is higher for some reason than VCC main, while trying to charge, it won't charge. You kind of have to understand, like, the reason the battery charges is because the voltage that is present on the battery itself is lower than the voltage that's being put into it. So the batteries have a natural tendency to want to bring themselves up to equal that. That's why they have to have charging circuit protection on LiPo batteries, because they're limited to how much voltage they can hold. And if you put 20 volts in front of it, if there's no voltage limiting, the cell theoretically could charge up to over 4.2 volts or 3.7 or whatever. 4.2 is the maximum charge. They can charge over that and actually damage themselves, or it can explode. So, but anyway, that's going to end it for today. We're going to do a bunch of NAND repairs tomorrow, so it's going to be an eventful day, and we'll be done with Lauren's stuff finally. Not really, but we will be done with Lauren's stuff, and Mike, I need Seth's phones.
Oh, yes.
But I will be back on tomorrow, and maybe we'll get a surprise and we'll have an early delivery of our new microscope camera. I doubt it. It'll be Friday most likely, but hopefully Friday we will have a new camera. We will have a 1080p 60 frames per second camera with autofocus and auto exposure, so no more bullshit, hopefully. So, woohoo! But anyway, everybody have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow, or good day, whatever time it is for you. I know we have some time travelers in the room, so everybody enjoy the rest of their day, night, whatever you gotta do. See y'all.